15 mil.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Ada Continues, episode 129, a weekly podcast. Posts up every Monday on adacontinues.com as an MP3 format. And we're trying to do every Wednesday on YouTube as a video. We're trying to get back to that. Ada Continues is a member of the Tech Podcast Network at techpodcast.com. I'm your host, Stafa, and if you're new to the show, I'm the host, and I have different guest hosts on with me each week. This week I have the community manager of Ada Continues Podcast, Adam.
What's going on?
We got James.
Hey.
You gotta say more than like your one.
Hi.
One
How's
word.
everybody doing today?
There you go. There you go. So, anyways, thanks for joining me this week on Ada Continues. So, anyways, this week's episode segments include we're not too sure yet. We're gonna talk about news, I guess, and I
Blame Ali.
I think that's I'm blaming Ali too.
Ollie.
Blaming Ali.
Mm-hmm. It's all Ali's fault.
If he was on the show, then we'd have a topic, we would have everything. So I'm blaming on him.
So Ollie is your secretary.
No. He's my fallback plan.
Here's your fallback plan.
Yeah, and I wasn't able to fall back on him this week. But yeah, this week, basically, I presented my capstone project, and so that's why I was so incredibly busy with that, and had no time to get this podcast ready. Didn't have time to think of a topic. James, why didn't you think of a topic?
I've been busy.
You've been busy? You've been working on capstones too?
No, I've been working on my new job.
Oh, man. So, but anyways, let's move on. I guess we'll talk about DreamHost real quick. DreamHost, they're a web service. They offer unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, user-friendly interface. They are optimized to use content managers such as WordPress, Content5, and many more features. All that just for $8.95 US a month. If you use the promo code OUTOFCONTINUES, that's one word, no spaces in between, it will waive the setup fee and get you a free domain registration. $1 bills, y'all.
$1 bills, y'all.
Yeah.
It's all about that money.
Yeah, let's move on to the first segment. Let me put a marker
It's
on
all
here.
about making it rain.
Making it rain, son. Okay, so I guess let's talk about what we've been playing first. What have you guys been playing?
I've been playing Forza 5 for Xbox One.
I heard that's a racing game.
It is. It's a simulator.
You've heard correctly.
I heard there's cars. Vroom.
Yeah. That's all of that. I put in, 15, 16 hours just last weekend?
Yeah, something like that.
And my dad whooped me. That was pretty.
He did.
That
put a
was
whooping
pretty
on you.
funny.
The chrome horn.
The chrome horn.
What's a chrome horn?
The Ram logo.
Yeah. If
Horn.
you can't dodge it, ram it is the slogo.
The slogo.
Or slogan.
What?
Come on now.
What's a slogo?
Slogan?
The slogo.
Is that
that
like
like
a
a slow
slogan?
bro?
Yes, it's like a slow bro.
Ah.
That's how my brain is operating this morning.
Slobo, isn't that a Pokemon?
Yes.
How's that any different than the other day?
It's not.
Come on, fellas. So anyways, Forza 5, you're liking it.
I am.
Awesome.
It looks pretty. That's it.
Yeah, it's just like any other racing game.
No, it's not. When I went home, Kenny was playing Gran Turismo 5. Dude, it looks like a PlayStation 1 game compared to Forza 5.
Really?
It looks bad. My hand's there.
Oh, move your hand.
I don't want to move my hand.
Well, you're not showing up on the audio very well.
Well, I don't know why, because I'm not whispering. I'm not talking like this.
Gotta speak up.
I'm talking like I normally do.
Anyway, so Forza.
Forza.
Alright, so it sounds like you don't have much else to say about Forza.
Well, other than the Drivatar,
What the heck is a Drivatar?
as you like
I hear
progress,
Drivatar, but I don't know what that sounds like a made up word.
it is a made-up word in their world.
What is it?
Basically, it captures how you drive, and like my brother, like he's on my friends list. I'll race against his Drivatar, which is set up the way he drives.
It's basically like it's people's AI. Like, you can complete it so much and it has a certain percentage of your Drivatar.
So is it like the Ghost mode for other racing games, except like it takes accumulation of?
Yeah, I don't think it's quite Ghost mode, because Ghost would be how they drove
Ghost
on
is
that track.
exactly like, but like I mean like an accumulation of, okay, this person.
They're dirty. They ram into people.
Oh yeah, they'll spin you out in a
they're
heartbeat.
awful. They'll brake check people and wreck him. Then he throws a fit, and it's really, really funny.
Or you could be like my dad and be
Just
like,
not care.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Dollar bills, y'all. All about the Benjamins.
Oh my dad, dude.
Alright, so was that all you got on Forza?
That's all I got on Forza.
Alright, Matt,
Oh.
what? I don't even know what to say.
What?
Adam.
There you go. That's my name.
Yeah.
I'm this dude forever. You don't even know my name. Anyway, I played and beat Dead Rising 3.
Mm-hmm.
I actually beat it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to talk about this one.
Yeah, I actually beat it. I always liked the Dead Rising games, but I never liked the time limit, because time limits on games is almost as annoying as babysitting missions, or most people know them as escort missions.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The time limit on the main story, and I did some of the side stuff in Dead Rising.
Yeah.
It's not as ridiculous as the old games were. You know, the old games, I would just say, I don't want to worry about the story anymore. I just want to go around killing people.
Yeah.
On this one, I did that, but I still had time to finish the story. I really liked it. It was a really, really, really good game. Controls really well. All the combo weapons and the combo vehicles. Really fun to drive. Really fun to use some of the crazy combo weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one, like the first one I do believe is like a sledgehammer and a cement saw, and you tape it together basically, and then you just have this big pole.
Okay.
It's awesome.
The machete helicopter.
There's also like a assault rifle helicopter. There's some grenade helicopter, I do believe. It's just ridiculous. You beat the game. I beat the game. First time I had the S ending, which I found kind of surprising.
And
That's why it was an
in
S.
Japan, S comes before A, right?
I guess. I could not tell you, but it seems that way.
Okay.
Unlocked a Mega Man X outfit,
Uh-huh.
which I thought that was funny.
Was it like real Mega Man X, or is it like a fat Mega Man, like from
No, it's
Super Hot Second?
Eggman.
Eggman.
Yes, Eggman. Mega Man X actual. There's a couple other things in there that I've seen. Like they were in the old ones too. The Blanca heads from Street Fighter. Then you can make, I think it's called Roaring Thunder. You can make a combo weapon with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty neat. Probably one of my favorite weapons that you can make on it is I think it's like dynamite or something. You basically you cut somebody's hand off, and you tape it up with some dynamite, and then you throw it, and a bunch of zombies crowd around it, and then they're like, meat, and then boom.
Okay.
You just blow them all up. It's pretty good. Pretty funny.
Does this have co-op? Because I
Yes.
know number 2 had co-op.
Yes,
right?
it has co-op. I don't play co-op though.
Oh, okay.
Somebody actually joined my game because their menus is weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the way it's set up, it's like you go into the story mode,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like casual, hardcore, nightmare, I think, and then like a speed run. I can't remember if it's actually called speed run or something else.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm like, I ain't playing on hardcore. It's my first time playing an Xbox One game, so I went to casual.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I see somebody else like rolling around in a combo vehicle. I'm like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go in there, go to game settings, then go down to single player. It's like a completely different option. I don't like it.
So it pretty much defaults you into a
Open game.
open co-op.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, I don't like that. I don't play. Go away.
Yeah, because sometimes, depending on who you're playing with, people can ruin the game for you if it's your first time playing.
Right. Like Diablo 2 got ruined for you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just saying.
I never played Diablo 2. I played like 15 minutes of it.
Then you played it.
Okay. I never played Diablo 2. I beat it in 15 minutes. I didn't play it though.
Anyway,
Yes.
Dead Rising 3 was the only game that I was looking forward to on the Xbox One.
Uh-huh.
Because I always liked the Dead Rising games, and this one I liked it a lot more than the other two, or three if you want to count off the record.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Off the record was like 2.5.
5, yeah. But yeah, this one, it's really good. I'm started a new game.
Is it a system seller?
System seller, no. I mean, if you are one of the people that really like zombie crap,
Mm-hmm.
anything zombie, and you like those style of games a lot, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, no. If it was a system seller, I would have bought it before I played it off of his Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, there's really no game that is a system seller because I'm not going to buy a system. I'm not going to pay $400 or more for a console just to play one game. I want to play the new Pokemon game. Do I have a 3DS? Nope.
How long did it take you to beat the game?
I think I had around like 18 hours clocked on it, but I did, like I said, I did a whole bunch of side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm guessing it does have the replay value.
Yes, because you level up in it, and you have attribute points that you put in different stuff. Well, when you start a new game, from anywhere, I mean, you could spend 10 minutes in it and level up to level 2 or whatever. Start a new game, you start out at level 2. So I think I'm like level 33 now, and if I just started a new game, I was at like 27. So, one thing about it, do you remember the Psychos from the other games?
They're pretty much the boss fights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Psychos that I have went against in 3 are really neat. There's like a fat lady in a cafeteria, and she's like, "Don't take my food!" Yeah. And then she's just nasty, and she's just sitting there constantly eating and puking and farting, and
That's disgusting.
it is disgusting. Oh, dude, it's bad. It's real bad.
It's real bad.
Yeah. But there's that lady, then there's the kung fu-ish Tai Chi dude.
That's racist.
He's doing some kung fu stuff. He crazy. There's a bunch of different like people,
Uh-huh.
and it's like they're not crazy, but the world has made them crazy. So they're like,
Like, how far into the zombie apocalypse is this game supposed to take place? Like,
the entire city is just jacked.
Like, is it like 1 year? Is it like 10 years? Like, does it say?
Dead Rising 1 and 2 have already taken place.
Okay.
And whatever happened.
And by 2, like, isn't it that like they get so used to zombies that they use them for like death sports?
Yeah, like extreme sports and stuff like
Man,
that.
if you had to like rumble, you could have done that outside the zoo.
Rumble?
Yeah, that was. I heard that.
You heard what?
Never mind.
It wasn't what you think it was.
So
I guarantee that.
Anyways, going back to what we were talking about.
The story in
Uh-huh.
it is really well done. It kept me interested in the game, not just, oh, I'm just doing this to play this because I'm bored. It is a really good story,
Mhm.
and I think that if you get a chance eventually, if it ever comes out on PC, pick it up.
I didn't play much of 2 though. Like, would I want to play this if I didn't care to play much of 2?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you don't want to just roll around and chop people up with crazy weapons and crazy vehicles.
Because when we played 2,
well, we had trouble with the connection stuff too.
yeah, like we're disconnecting like all the time. But like beside that, we didn't do the story. We ended up doing the other mode, like do whatever mode.
Yeah. Like, with the stories in the old ones, I had a hard time getting into them
Mhm.
because of the time limit.
Okay.
That's why I never wanted to do it. I don't even think I played the story mode at all in 2.
Mhm.
I just, what was it? I can't remember what it was, but I know there wasn't a time limit. So I was like, yay, killing zombies.
I just remember Frank West looking all fat, wearing a leotard,
Right?
and then some guys like, "Oh, Frank West, I'm a fan."
I don't remember that part, but okay.
That's the exact dialogue, dude. I took it straight from the script.
I have to go back and play it.
I've never played it.
Alright.
He doesn't play games, he just races.
I just raced.
What are you doing on the show if you don't play games, man? Get out of my face.
Oh.
Out of my face! So anyways, is that all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got on
Gotta post with the camera real quick. Make sure that people who are watching something. So anyways, I've been playing nothing. I could talk about Beware the Bully. It's done.
And talk about Beware the Bully. We've
I
all played it.
I made it crash.
I finished Beware the Bully this week, which is my game for my capstone project. For those who are unfamiliar with capstones, because not every school does capstones. Capstones is basically like, you know how like other types of students, like medical students or like whatever law or whatever, they write a thesis, a thesis paper.
Right.
And for the media arts students, we have to do a capstone and basically work on a project that like highlights our skill set. So for me, because I'm a game designer, I made a game, and it's a 2D platformer called Beware the Bully, and yeah, it was awesome. I really liked how it turned out. This was really I don't want to say it's the first time I watched other people play the game, but it was the first time I saw lots of people play the game. Like I had my Sunday school students play the game, and they were having a lot of trouble with it. Well, especially the girls, they were having a lot of trouble with it, but I didn't know how much games they played in general. But when I presented the game yesterday, so many people played the game, and kids specifically had a lot of trouble with the game. A lot of adults that don't play games regularly had a lot of trouble. So for those people, like especially the adults, that want to see my project, I basically played the game for them. I tried to, like, I basically offered them, hey, do you want me to just walk you through the game and, like, show you the entire thing rather than have you struggle with the first level for so long. Just, yeah, I'm not trying, I basically try to make it clear that I'm not making fun of them saying that they're bad. I just want to show them the whole game rather than have them get stuck because it is a pretty hard game. So, I take the controller, play the entire way through, and basically say, this is why I made this. This is, I put this here because of that, and basically explain the whole thing. The whole design, all the design choices I made. But basically, as I mentioned, it's an anti-bullying game. You play as a character who it doesn't have a name in the game, but we call him Blockman, and the bully is Bully Man, and he has Magneto powers. He flies around with a big orb, and basically there's 6 levels. 2 of them are boss fights, kind of like Super Meat Boy. I call them bully chases, and you have to run and try to avoid getting caught by the bully.
You can get a wedgie.
Yeah, if you get caught, you get a wedgie. Like, after watching so many people play the game, I realized level 1's way too hard. I even got an email from Jeremy Gibson, who is a professor in game design. I emailed him recently, asking for his critique, because he suggested that I submit the game to Indiecade after I finish it, and I was like, okay, it's done. You mind taking a look at it and give me some feedback before I submit it? And he, in his email, like, one of the things he mentioned was that he's very familiar with platformers, and he even found this game to be very hard on the first level. So I'm going to readjust level 1, make it a little easier, especially since at the end of the month I'm going to be presenting the game again at Indie PopCon. And then also level 2, I got like these spinning platforms, and you have to land on them when it's facing upwards.
Right.
And you can't land on them when it's sideways or facing down, otherwise it takes you back to the checkpoint. And a lot of people had trouble with that too. They had trouble getting the timing down, jumping on them at the right time. So I think I'm just going to change it so that it turns a whole, halfway around rather than a quarter of the way around, so that it's either facing up or facing down. Less chance of getting it wrong. So I mean, I did get a lot of feedback as far as like observing people play. Got feedback that way to readjust the game before I upload it onto Congregate and pretty much go public with it. But a lot of people really like the game. Everybody who played the game all the way through, or at least watched the game be played all the way through, really liked it. They liked like the whole thing, the design, the graphics, the music, the ending.
Music was awesome.
Yeah, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm glad that people liked it. It's just a really good feeling to have when people come up to me after playing the game and be like, wow, that was great. One person came up to me and said that that my project and there was another project that used the Oculus Rift. There was a first-person 3D movie. He said my project and that other Oculus Rift movie were his 2 favorite projects they saw at Capstones last night. So, it's just really, it's really awesome to have people appreciate what you worked on for so long. What, like, I'm bashing my head on the computer monitor trying to figure things out. I also did a presentation last night too, like a 20-minute long presentation on the making of the game. Unfortunately, not many people showed up. people did start coming in as I was going, which, by the end, I felt better about it because of the fact that, people were actually in there by then. But from what I heard from Kevin, who is on the show quite often, Kevin did another presentation. He did a presentation after me, and apparently he had about the same amount of people show up for his.
Mm.
So I don't know. It sounds like not many people visited the upstairs auditorium for capstones, which is unfortunate. Like, I remember last year for capstones, there was one. I think there was more people using the upstairs auditorium than there were this year, and two, like the auditorium was like packed each time.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if it was like bad advertising or if less people came or people just didn't care to see our presentations. I don't know what it is. So, but I did record it, fortunately, and I put it online. It's on YouTube's. Adam will probably post it on Twitter and Facebook eventually. But yeah, I mean, Beware the Bully. I'm just really happy that's over with. I mean, it's not completely over with. As I mentioned, I'm going to make some adjustments and improve it because I want the game to be as accessible as possible. It's just really hard balancing a game perfectly because it's easy to make a game too easy and it's easy to make a game too hard. If I want to make a game too hard, I just make the game impossible, right?
Right.
If I'm, and same thing with them making it easy, just walk straight forward. Ta-da! But it's just finding that balance is very difficult, especially since I have I have pretty much no sense of how difficult the game is. Because of the fact that, one, I'm the one who's designing it, so I know specifically what I'm supposed to do. I know that I placed this thing here so that I can bounce off of it and jump on that thing there,
Right.
But other people might not know, they might not pick up why the heck is that thing there? Am I supposed to jump on it or what? Also, I am constantly playing the game over and over and over because every time I make a change to the game, I got to try it out, see if the gap is big enough or small enough for a jump to fit. So because I'm playing the game over and over and over, I got really good at it. So I don't know if the game is too hard or not because I'm good at it.
Right.
Yeah.
How many hours do you think you have in this project?
I don't know.
Too many to
Too
count?
many. Too many. It got to the point, like halfway through, where there were like a few weeks where I didn't get much progress done because of the fact that I got so frustrated with technical issues, and that's just the worst right there. When there's something that either goes wrong, or some kind of glitch, or there's something I want to do but don't know how to do, and I feel like I don't know what to do because of my limitations with coding the technology. So I had to be creative and come up with a lot of solutions, and I feel like these solutions got the job done, and I'm really happy with what it turned out to be. So, yeah, you play it.
Yeah, I played it. I crashed it.
You crashed it.
I blew your game up.
Remember? Last night you had to restart it on the third one down?
Oh, well, I had to restart a few times.
Well, when we were here, you had to restart.
Well, I mean, like, I had to restart it a few times last night because it crashed. I don't know if, like, I never saw the game crash before, so, like, when there was one kid who was playing the game, and then like I don't know if he pressed X on the corner or not, and then he just turned to me and was like, "It crashed." So like I just, a few times I had to restart the game. So I can't remember each time I had to restart the game.
Why not?
The character kept getting stuck in like the platforms when I was playing, and then it just blew up.
Stop blowing it up.
I blew it up.
Did you see the ending?
Yes.
You like the ending? Better than Mass Effect 3.
Much better than Mass Effect 3.
Best ending in any game ever. No? I kind of wanted to talk about Free Comic Book Day and show off the comics I got, but I changed my mind on that because we wouldn't have enough time. Give me 1 second.
You got it.
See, and I was awake to go.
Alright.
Oh God.
I don't know if the camera can see this well, but I got a lot of comics.
You got them all.
How many do you think are there? 20? 30?
There's, like, as far as all the comics that participated with Free Comic Book Day, there are 60 in all, but, like, I don't think the store had all 60. But, yeah, I got a lot of comics. A lot more than I got last year. Last year I had, like, maybe a quarter of this much.
Speaking of comics, did you get the new Humble Bundle?
No, I didn't. Because I already read Walking Dead, and the other ones I just did not see. I didn't really care.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
So, plus, it was weird, like, they have Volume 1 of Walking Dead, and then
like
Volume...
20.
Yeah, Volume 20-something. Like, that's such a weird gap. Why would anybody want to skip from Volume 1 all the way to, like,
20.
I'm assuming, like, the newest
Something.
stuff?
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, don't make sense. But, yeah, Free Comic Book Day, first Saturday of every May, and just, I got a bunch of crap. I basically took one of everything, even the stuff that, like, I'm not going to read myself because I'm a Sunday school teacher, and I have kids, as students, so, I'm going to give stuff to them, too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like SpongeBob, I don't care about reading SpongeBob. I'm pretty sure the kids like SpongeBob.
Ugh. Ugh.
My mom saw the Hello Kitty comic. She's like, let me read that before you give it to them. She also wanted to read the DuckTales. She was like,
Awesome.
oh, DuckTales! Ooh!
Awesome.
So, yeah, a lot of comics. I'll probably, I think I'll make a video tonight, just on, just post on YouTube where I'm just showing off all the comics I got. Look at this. Future's End with Batman Beyond.
That's sweet.
I love Batman Beyond. Issue 0. So, yeah, let's move on. Let's talk about news, I guess. Is that what we want to talk about?
Yeah.
Alright. You want to talk about that first one?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, we could just throw it out there to mention it, but...
Nah, I don't think there's a point. Alright, I'm deleting it. You cool with that?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. This one's pretty big. I like the way how you worded the title. But anyways, John Carmack is in some legal trouble with his former employer, ZeniMax. They are claiming that he stole technology from them and is using it with Oculus, because he's working with Oculus VR right now. I didn't see the details on. Did you read the details?
I did, but I can't remember them. So... because I read it at the beginning of the week.
Is there like any basis behind the claims, or
Well,
how's it looking?
From what I remember, it wasn't just John Carmack. that had jacked stuff.
Hmm.
It was like other people as well. So, like I said, I can't really remember the details. I've tried to help out with the news all this week, so I've been reading a bunch of different crap. So,
like, I'm assuming that. I mean, I didn't read the article, but I'm assuming that he probably worked on stuff for the Oculus because when he was with id, he was like making Doom BFG edition for Oculus and whatever.
right.
And whatever he works on within id, like, is owned by that company. Like whatever technology he comes up with is owned by that company. And I don't know, like, he might have took what he researched and came up with and implemented it into what he's working on now with Oculus, and that is considered stolen intellectual property because that's owned by
Right.
ZeniMax.
Well, there's an update to the article,
Okay.
actually, from John Carmack. No work I've ever done has been patented. ZeniMax owns the code that I wrote, but not the VR. So, if he's using the code for the Oculus, that seems kind of
Hand in hand.
Yeah, like he stole stuff. If they own the code and he's using the code,
Is he using the code?
I don't know.
or-
I don't know if he's using the
Yeah.
code or
Or did he rewrite the code? Because if he rewrote it to be different but still basically do the same thing, then then he is in the right. But if he is using the same code, as you mentioned, then that is, he's basically admitting to stealing it because, like he just said, ZeniMax owns the code.
right.
So I'm no legal expert, but I say he should definitely be careful.
Yeah.
Like,
Sounds like he's treading on thin ice there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys think?
Not knowing the entire story, if he's actually using the original code that he wrote while being with ZeniMax, then that's kind of shady on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
And
I don't know. I John Carmack's a very smart guy, though. I don't think he would intentionally do something that would get him into trouble like that, though. So, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm being biased because, I have a lot of respect for him because he's a really smart guy.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt and think that it might be, a mistake that they are saying, hey, this is really what they're doing is really similar to this code that we have.
Right.
Or maybe he's doing something unintentional that he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't think he's doing something unintentional.
Isn't he
because
like a rocket scientist or something?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he's doing anything
Yeah,
that
right.
he doesn't know about.
Especially when
I know that.
especially when he
Awesome.
just said that none of my work is patented and they own the code and whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think it's unintentional. But you guys want to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Let me put a marker. Oh. So, Microsoft slows the X1 production.
When I first seen that headline, I was like, oh, doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're already slowing, and I also read another one that said halting, they might put a stop to production on the Xbone.
Because we were talking about what we had talked about 2 weeks ago about the sales, where PlayStation sold 7 million, Xbox shipped out 5 million, and I don't even know what Wii is sold.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
6. It's about 6.
I thought it was 3. Because we had
No.
our 2 previous buyers, and then Chris bought one.
I'm at 6 million.
Anyway.
Anyways, so,
yeah, I find it to be absolutely crazy.
like they're basically coming out saying, look, we're still fine because we're outselling the 360, but the 360 kind of when it first came out, I don't remember it being like. I don't remember a lot of people being happy with that first. They until the PS3 was like $600, and then everyone was like, whatever, we're going to 360. Because when the 360 came out, it was what, 2005, and the original Xbox was 2001, and a lot of people were really not happy that they just bought an Xbox. Like, especially me, like I bought an Xbox in 2004,
Right.
and then in 2005 the 360 is out. You know, I bought this console that's 3 years old, a brand new console, you know, and then a newer one comes out the next year. So like I specifically remember people being really upset with the 360. There was not a lot of support behind it at first, but then the support started rolling in once they realized the PS3 is going to be way too expensive. So that's what I remember. I mean, like, so I think that's why the Xbox One is outselling the 360, and it's still selling fairly well, but they're just not keeping up with the supply. The demand is not as high as the supply. Because like it's a more expensive console, or because people don't care about the exclusives, or they're still bitter about the whole DRM thing that was going on last year. So, I mean, whatever reasons it is, like they definitely aren't keeping up with the supply. The demand's not keeping up with the supply. PS4 is the opposite. Their supply isn't keeping up with demand. I think it's the obvious thing that Microsoft has to do is lower
take out the Kinect.
Yeah, not only take out the Kinect, but just straight up lower the price. Even with the Kinect in, like the current models, they gotta lower the price because they got too much supply.
Right.
You know, that's the basics of supply and demand right there.
Companies are already giving crazy deals. You know, if we would have been back Sunday, I would have had 2 games and a controller with my Xbox One, and $50 off the console.
And I think it's I've seen Best Buy. If you trade in your 360 or your PS3, they'll give you $100 towards the Xbox. And I think they have it marked down to like $450 or something like that.
So that would be $350.
Yeah, and it's a Titanfall pack-in, I do believe.
So you already get a game too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a lot of places are doing all these deals to move product because they just want to move it. I mean, that's what they do. They're stores.
Yes.
Right. It's just taking up space at this point.
But yeah, I just absolutely crazy that they're having that hard a time selling it.
Like, on one hand, I think it's great that they're not running out like when the PS3 and the Wii came out. Like, it was so hard to get either of those, especially the Wii.
Right.
And like at that time, like I didn't know any better about, you know, how fast they can produce these units. So I was like, why don't they just make a zillion of them and sell them all at once? You know, like that's like my mindset back then. I was a doofus.
That's how it works, though.
Yeah,
they
that's
just
how
press
it
a
works.
button, make a zillion.
So, but yeah, like it just it's great that they aren't running out, but it's bad that they aren't able to sell them.
Right.
So, yeah. You guys want to move on? You got anything else to say on that?
No.
Alright, this next one, I don't really
Next
care.
two.
Yeah, next two, I don't really care to talk about them. I'm going to delete them.
I don't care.
Alright. We're going to talk about some E.T., baby.
E.T.
E.T.
Phoned home.
E.T.
You know where his home was?
Just somewhere in the desert. That's all I know.
Why is this not turning into a link? Oh, well. Alright, so basically, dudes are making a documentary for Xbox. It's going to be on Xbox Live Marketplace or whatever. So that's why Major Nelson was out there, and they invited all these media outlets like IGN to come out there to New Mexico and be like, we found something, come out here, and we'll reveal it. And it ended up being that they found, all those Atari cartridges that were rumored to be buried in New Mexico landfill, and they were there. Like, it wasn't just E.T. It was
Everything.
like, yeah, it was like a bunch of games. Basically, I understand there was a factory out there owned by Atari, and like when Atari pretty much blew up, they were like, okay, let's take all these cartridges and just bury them out here.
Yeah, so the story, it's real, the whole myth is real, but not at the same time. It's not because, oh, well, E.T., it was such a bad game, let's
Get rid of
it. Burn it. Burn it all.
Yeah, it was more like, we got to get rid of these.
Yeah.
And they just had a factory out there.
Yeah.
And it was not just E.T. Like they showed like Defender.
Is there a Centipede one?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
Centipede, Pac-Man, and most of these are like really bad ports of games that are good on the arcade. Like Defender for Atari was pretty bad.
Well, from what I remember reading, they had controllers and stuff in there as well.
Yeah. Also, like, it was really dangerous out there too because of all the methane. Like 2 people got like methane poisoning out there. So it wasn't like some like publicity stunt. It was actual like it was dangerous out there. It was an actual wasteland.
Right.
So that's you got. What do you guys think about this? What are your thoughts, James?
I really don't have any thoughts on it. I just think it's crazy.
You just found out what an Atari was last night, right?
The other day.
The other day.
No, I actually played that when I was like 3. I used to go over to my aunt's all the time to play it.
Yeah, back when you had your PlayStation 2, right?
Yeah.
When you're 3 years old. He's actually thinking of it. He's like, yeah, I did have a PlayStation 2 back then.
No.
PlayStation 1.
He's not that young.
PlayStation 3.
No, I'm not that young.
Anyway.
So, anyways, what do you think, Adam?
I think I liked it better before I found out the truth about the factory and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the myth part of it.
Yeah.
But the actual story, it's interesting, but it's not as interesting as it would have been if the truth hadn't got out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, I mean, it's... They finally found it, so the myth, there's no more rumors.
I mean,
But
like one thing that really, put a lot of weight behind this myth was the fact that, the whole, was it the
83.
Yeah, 1983 crash.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of people misunderstand that whole crash. Like, the crash wasn't that the video game industry died, because the video game industry was still alive. There were still games coming out. A lot of really good games coming out during that era, too. But it was mainly a crash of, like, all these shovelware companies that were just putting out trash.
Crap.
Yeah.
Why
either-
hasn't it happened recently? Because there's a bunch of shovelware. Have you seen the Wii's library?
But they're selling though.
I don't. On the regular Wii? No, they're not. Nothing's selling on the regular Wii. Nothing ever did.
Carnival games.
Ugh,
That's sold.
that's sold.
But like these games were pretty much being published by like Kool-Aid and Purina Dog Chow, and there was a game about the Porky's movie. I mean, like, just really terrible games. Not only those, but like also take consideration all the really bad arcade ports like Pac-Man.
I thought you loved that Pac-Man port.
I slap you. So, I mean, there's just all these shovelware companies that, like, they basically all blew up at the same time because they were wasting so much money on these games that no one was buying anymore because they realized that these are bad games. But at the same time, arcades are still huge in Japan. PC gaming was still big in Europe. There were still video game companies that were doing well at that time. So it wasn't like, the whole video game industry died. It was a specific part of the video game industry
The
died.
crap.
Yeah, it was kind of like in the 90s, there was that .com bubble. Yeah, like all these websites were like they wanted to have .coms and all these companies want to have websites, and there's websites for everything for like this really short period of a few years, and then all of a sudden like all these companies just died because they didn't know what they were doing. They just knew that we need to have a .com.
We need to be on the internet.
Yeah, interwebs.
Yes.
So I mean, like, if there were a crash today, I don't see another crash happening anymore because like it wouldn't be the whole industry. I mean,
No.
the gaming industry is so big at this point. So many people playing games. There would not be like a crash like there was in 1983, but at the same time, like if something were to happen similar to that, it would basically be, I don't know, like maybe App Store games would probably there would probably be a drought of them because the fact that we realize we're not making any more money in this area because people are just sick and tired of these dumb games.
Well, that ain't gonna happen because I mean, if that was gonna happen, it would have happened with Angry Birds already.
Right.
Let's buy the same game 15 times.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Oh wait, people do that with Call of Duty. Anyway.
I'm following this it's like indie game promo, something like that. It's on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
One of those Facebook pages. It's called like indie game promo, and basically game developers follow that page, and then they'll like post games that they're working on to like promote it.
Right.
And sometimes they'll ask questions and stuff like that. One guy posted on there a few days ago. He was like, "Okay, this is a serious question. I'd like an answer from a serious answer from one of you developers who are, if you're working on an Angry Birds clone, are you making money off of it?" And he got like no replies. Because I can't imagine people still making money on Angry Birds clones.
Yeah.
But let's move on. You guys ready to move on?
Sure.
All right. Lawyer on defense against King. Let's see. I don't care about that next one. Do you want to talk about
I
that?
don't really care.
Okay,
Or the
deleting
one
it.
after that.
Yeah, I don't have much of an opinion on that. EA teams with Comcast.
Did you see that?
No, I don't. Do you know the details on that?
They haven't, like it says in the link, they're nearing a deal to stream games through a Comcast box. I don't know what games. I don't know.
Madden.
I don't know if it's going to be. I doubt that.
FIFA.
The only. I don't know what games they could play with a remote. You know. Maybe Facebook games.
So does it say that's going to be played on a remote?
If it says through a box.
Through a box, they might have a controller. Like that. What's it? The Amazon Fire, whatever it is.
Well, from the little bit that I read.
Maybe you could just download an app and play it. You know, have it stream through your phone as the controller.
Yeah. I don't know.
Give me details. I don't have an opinion until I know details. I'm confused.
Electronic Arts is reportedly nearing a deal with cable and internet provider Comcast that will allow users to buy and stream games directly through their cable boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not reading this entire thing because I don't like to read. Tablets could serve as controllers.
Okay.
So. I don't see the point.
Yeah, I don't see the point either. If they're going to be using a tablet, and it's going to be like these small minigame things, why wouldn't that person
just play it on the tablet?
Yeah, why wouldn't they just play a tablet game?
Yeah, what? It doesn't make any sense because cable and all that crap is going to be gone in a couple of years anyway.
Yeah,
they're
Netflix,
going down.
Hulu,
They're going down.
The WWE Network.
Oh, I love that thing. It's awesome.
All right, let's move on. Okay, so 100 indies, and why did this just disappear? Holy moly! Come back, come back. 100 indies in the works for PS3, PS4, Vita. Spelunky coming to PS4. So basically, well, like I did hear that they were listing off a bunch of games that are going to be coming out.
Yeah. I can't remember. They have some of them on that list, but you know.
I see. Like they have like. Why do they have Skulls of the Shogun like 20 times?
Because it's coming.
Holy.
The bona fide edition. Oh,
the bona fide edition. So okay, here's a list of the games that they got. Apotheon. Okay, that's gonna be for PS4. Axiom Verge. What's up with these weird names?
Because people are awesome. What was that game last year that you played at PAX? The one with like the Greek look to it.
That might have been Apotheon.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let me click on that. Okay, this doesn't show crap. Oh yeah, now it's showing it. Alright, yeah, that's exactly the game.
That's what I thought when I read it. I was like, that's awesome.
Chasm. I know that's a Kickstarter game. That's going to be on PS4 and Vita. Scapegoat 2, Ironclad Tactics. I still want to play that. Jamestown Plus. Hey, James.
That's right.
Town. Plus.
Did you play that, Jamestown?
Yeah, I played it. It was pretty cool.
It's not bad. It looks good.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty cool.
Shaking your leg, boy.
My bad. Nidhogg, which I hear a lot of people like that game. Skulls of the Shogun, Bonafide Edition. I see what they're doing there.
You like that?
Oh, that's
awesome,
clever.
isn't it?
That's clever. That's clever. Bonafide. Source. What the heck is Source?
No idea.
Spelunky. Star Wall. Just the Trip. So I think I don't know. Do you have the article on the dude talking about the dude from that made Stealth Inc. and he talked about the Xbox parity clause? Okay, I think that ties in with that because like all these developers are these indie developers, they're signing with Sony to, release their game on one of their platforms. And recently, the guy who made Stealth Inc. or Stealth Bastard, he said that basically he said that the reason why they're not releasing anything on the Xbox One anytime soon is because of their parity clause, which is if the game is not released on any other platform already, then once they release it on Xbox One, they can't release it on anything else.
That's
And
dumb.
it's like basically they don't want. They basically want indie developers to be exclusive with them. So, yeah, that guy says that a lot of developers don't like that. They don't know why Microsoft hasn't changed it yet. And
They will.
They're gonna have to.
Yeah, eventually, but like at this point, they haven't changed it yet, which is hurting them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this article that you got with 100 indies definitely ties in with that. It's a big deal when you realize that yeah, these are just indie games, and some people don't care about indie games, but
Well, those people are weird.
Yeah, those people don't like trying new things. But it's more options.
Yeah.
And more options is always a good thing. So, let's move on. Unless you guys have anything else to add.
No, I seen that and I was like, awesome, because I love me some indie games.
What the heck is Infinity Soft?
I was gonna ask the same question.
Infinity Ward and Neversoft are merging.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said Infinity Soft. Maybe I should have put a better description. I don't care.
I don't have much to.
No, I just thought it was news.
Okay.
That-
Do you have anything to comment on that?
No, because I don't play Call of Duty.
Yeah. I mean, like my only guess is that both those studios are so small at this point that they're like, you know what, be one studio. That's my guess. But let's move on with the Nintendo stuff. Let me put a marker. Boom. So, Mega 64 and Nintendo put out a video recently. Did you watch the video?
No.
No. Are you guys familiar with Mega 64? They do goofy videos. Like they originally became popular because they would dress up as game characters and then act like those game characters in public. Like, for example, for Assassin's Creed, they dressed up as Altair and would walk through a crowd, touching everybody's shoulder. And like do stuff like just sit on a bench between two people and yeah, or another video that dressed up as the stored guy from Resident Evil 4, and you'd be like, "What are you buying?
No.
What are you selling, stranger?" And you would like just go up to like a hot dog stand and be like, "What are you selling, stranger?" Like people would call the cops on them and stuff like that. That's what they originally became popular with, but they've expanded since then, and they did this video with Nintendo. Basically, they got Reggie in on the video too. They're acting that hey, this is Reggie Feels on Mech. And so Reggie Feels on May, and he's a robot Reggie infiltrating Nintendo, trying to figure out what they're gonna do for E3, and then they they say, oh, we're doing what was it all that they got? Does this link have everything listed on there?
I believe so.
Okay, so let me pull this up real quick. In fact, let me share that on the screen. Share screen. window, start screen share, and make this window a little bigger. Okay. So, yeah, they're having the Smash Bros. Tournament, and they're basically getting like all these like top tier Smash Bros. Players, who are like popular in the Smash Bros. Rings, whatever community, and they're going to be playing the new Smash Bros. Game, and having a tournament with that. That's going to be live streamed, I believe. And they're also doing stuff with. Okay, here's the Reggie Fils mech. This doesn't look like it has everything listed off, but like they're also going to be. They're doing pretty much like the Nintendo Direct, like they did last year, except they're not calling it Nintendo Direct, and they're kind of like hyping it to be something a little bigger. And they're also doing you can play like the new Smash Bros. Game at certain Best Buy locations, I believe. Is it Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or something? Or
pretty
both?
sure it's Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers?
It's
Okay.
Smash Fest.
Okay. All right. So that's what they're going to be doing for E3. They're not going to have like their press conference. I don't think it's a bad idea because at this point, what's the point? I mean, we have live streaming, we have television. What's the point of like getting a big crowd for like announcements, and then having like Don Matrick go yeah as a fake crowd cheers every other word he says.
Well, I didn't put it on there, but I mean, if they do have a direct or whatever they do, their little videos, I didn't put the rumor on there because it's a rumor with the new hardware.
Oh yeah, the hardware, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if I don't see them, would they do that just with the video? Would they announce that, or would they just?
I think they would. I mean, if they have a big announcements, they would do it during this because the stock prices would go up.
That, or would they wait until Tokyo Game Show?
That's a good point. Because the hardware stuff seems to be more with the Nintendo Japan than Nintendo of America.
Right.
What's that?
I said right.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, not only that, but what was I gonna say? I just got a brain fart.
That's what that smell is.
Oh. Yeah. Now I remember. The most important thing is their announcements. Like, if they have only weak sauce to announce, then that's going to break this whole thing. Like, they need to have big announcements. Like, it doesn't matter if it's going to be on a stage, in front of an audience of press and some planted people to cheer for them, or if they're going to do this like Nintendo Direct type video. What really matters is how big the announcements are. That's always what it comes down to at E3.
Right.
Who has the biggest and best announcements? Sweet Tooth driving in. No, it comes down to who can get Kevin Butler to come back in.
Ooh.
Dude, imagine if Nintendo got Kevin Butler. Hey, he did do a Nintendo commercial.
That's why he got fired.
That is.
I thought he got canned.
Yeah, he did.
So let me get that off the screen. Go back to the camera. Yeah. So, I mean, you guys have anything to add before we move on?
Not really. I don't. I mean, it's smart on Nintendo to involve their audience like that, but their audience would be involved anyway.
What do you think, James?
I think it might be a good way to push console sales.
Are you hyped?
No. You asked.
Alright, let's move on. GameSpot shutting down. I don't really have too much to say about that other than certain games can't be played anymore.
Well, certain games are getting saved. Civ 4 is getting saved, which you'll enjoy that.
No, my uncle will enjoy that.
Borderlands is getting saved. I think the original Halo on PC used GameSpy, but it's saved. I can't remember what else.
How many Halos did they release on PC?
I think just one, the first one.
There was two, both the first two.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. I don't care. It's Halo. Yeah. Anyway.
Alright, I don't really care about
the rest.
The Xbox in China. Don't really care about that. Well, at least I don't have a opinion on that. PC makes more money than consoles.
It's a YouTube video.
I
can't remember it.
Okay, you don't remember it?
Nope.
Alright, Xbox One Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't really have an opinion on that, do you?
I find it to be funny because it was supposed to be delayed and then it's available to download.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. From what I read, it was supposed to be delayed indefinitely.
Yeah, like 1 week they're saying that it was going to be delayed, and then next week they're like, it's here.
Yeah.
Huh.
I just thought it was amusing.
I got one. So, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes has shipped over 1 million copies. I think there's another one that said that sold over 1 million copies. Let me check real quick.
And that's,
yeah, they sold 1 million copies. This one says sold. Okay, so Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. I know you haven't played any Metal Gear games. Have you played any Metal Gear games? Neither of you guys played Metal Gear. Okay, Metal Gear Solid 5 is the one that's supposed to be. Oh, sorry, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. There's two Metal Gear Solid 5s, Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain. And Ground Zeroes is like the one that's it's the one that's setting up for the Phantom Pain.
Isn't it like 2 hours long or something like that?
One guy on Game Trailers, Kyle Bossman, he does a weekly show, and he said from start to finish, it took him 72 minutes.
Wow. And how much do they charge for the game?
$30, $30 or $40, depending on which version you get. No, it's $30. Yes, it's either 20 or 30. But either way, yeah, he said 72 minutes from start to finish, and he said yes, there are side missions, but these side missions take place like in an alternate universe of the game, so they don't affect the story.
Why?
But like, he was talking about how he really loved the game though, like despite it being 72 minutes, he really loved it, and yeah, he's probably part of the problem.
Yeah.
The reason I want to talk about this is because it's like really expensive DLC for a game that has not come out yet, and people are buying into it, and I think they're part of the problem. I would like to eventually play Ground Zeroes, but definitely not at $30
Yeah.
or $20. Like, especially if it's an hour long or slightly over an hour long. 72 minutes from start to finish. No, I don't want to do that.
That's crazy.
I don't like measuring. Like I don't like making a scale of this many hours equals this much money. But like when a game is super short, then I do start weighing in how much the game costs, because like if seriously now, 72 minutes for $20 or $30, I can go to the movie theaters and take like several of my friends and get some popcorn.
There are a bunch of movies I want to watch.
Yeah, I want to watch Captain America.
Captain America, Spider-Man, and then that
New
X-Men.
X-Men.
Chicken leg.
Don't hate.
Too bad.
Like, are you guys like, what are you guys' thoughts? Do you guys agree, disagree, or I mean, I know it's kind of harder for you guys to come up with an opinion because you're not, Metal Gear doesn't mean anything to you guys.
I agree with you. I can't really speak on the gameplay or anything like that, but I don't like to put a scale on it like you, but that's ridiculous. That's some Nintendo stuff right there. Let's just shovel this crap out, and it'll sell because it's Metal Gear.
I just can't see shoveling a whole bunch of money in for that little bit of time.
Yeah, like I feel like this is telling other publishers it's okay. It's okay to like release these super short games
At the same price point.
Yeah, at this price point. And like look at the new Amazing Spider-Man 2 game that just came out, the one that we just mentioned that released on Xbox One. I heard that you can beat that game in like 3 hours. Like not try to speed run through it, but like.
Well, how much side stuff? Because I played the first one, and there's quite a bit of stuff to do on the side. So I mean, if you're just going and playing a story on a lot of games anymore, they're short. If you're not going to do any side stuff on a lot of games, it's.
What about the average game? Maybe.
Okay, I take it back.
5 hours.
On How Long to Beat, they put an average of 9 hours. So for the main story. But it's just like I don't want every game to be super long. In fact, I don't like super long games. I prefer short games, but price games appropriately.
Well, I mean, that's like the Breath of Death 7 and the Cthulhu Saves the World.
Yeah.
You can buy those bundled together for what? I think it's
$2.
$2.50.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both short, but
they're fun.
And they're priced really well.
Yeah.
For those games are really fun to play too.
Mm-hmm.
But and they're longer than Ground Zeroes. Yeah, they might not look as good, but that's not what they're aiming for. They look fine for what they are.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, like it kind of reminds me of like someone walking in.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Did you hear that too?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
But it reminds me of when Gran Turismo did the prologue. They sold that for what, like $30 or so.
Yeah, something like that.
And that was a demo. I guess a big demo, but still was a demo for the game that came out years later.
Right.
And it wasn't even like, okay, if you buy this, you get a discount on the full release later. It wasn't even that. It was like straight up, give us money. Give us more money. Well, we know that you're going to buy this game, but you can give us more money to play a little bit of it now.
I like money.
Free comic book day. That looks like that's all we got with news this week. Well, we had a lot of news this week. So there's no listener feedback this week, unfortunately. But if you do want to write in to the show and share your thoughts, suggest a topic, ask a question for us to answer, write in to podcast@outofcontinues.com. Shout outs real quick. I want to give a shout out to Nathan Becker, aka Ectogemia, Ectogemia. He is the composer of the intro song for Av Continues. He also did the music for Beware the Bully. And you will definitely be able to hear that at the end of this podcast. Like last week. I'll put in some music. So check him out. Facebook.com/Ectogemia or his SoundCloud account, which is SoundCloud.com/Ectogemia. Also check out Return of Etheria, War of Realms. ReturnofEtheria.org. Etheria is spelled Aetheria. It is a massive multiplayer augmented reality game that's going to be playable at Indie PopCon this month, at the end of this month.
Oh.
What are you awing for?
Not looking forward to it, but looking forward to it at the same time.
This game, I'm the lead game designer for this game, so it's gonna be awesome. But what's gonna be even more awesome is going to be the Ada Continues booth at Indie PopCon. Woo! Holla holla get dollar. Come by. If you're in the Indiana area, come by. Indie PopCon. You'll see me at the booth. I'll have Beware the Bully. And you'll probably see other people, like maybe Adam, maybe James, maybe Ali, maybe Prince Ali. Yes, it is he.
Ali Ababwa.
We're gonna have Mardi Gras beads, shot glasses,
No.
mugs.
No.
What?
We're gonna have it all.
No. And we're not going to have bacon pizza either.
Aww. Are you sure?
100% sure. So Indie PopCon, check that out. It's gonna be awesome. What else do we got? Do you guys have anything to plug?
Nope.
All right. So if you like what you've been hearing, support us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, leave an iTunes review, or you can contact by email, which is podcast@adamcontinues.com. All these can be found on the website www.adamcontinues.com. If you follow the Facebook and Twitter, you might catch Adam posting some stuff, like some free games every now and then, like a giveaway, or I don't know. He does stuff on there. He sometimes posts pictures of magic tricks, I think. Something.
I make them disappear afterwards,
You
though.
make him disappear. You can also give me a tweet directly. I am at Sayedstafa. That's SAYEDSTAFA. I have not been posting on there lately, but I plan on getting back in the groove with Twitter because I'm finally finished with my project. I'm planning on posting a few things on there, like I'm definitely gonna post my presentation I did during capstones last night. But I want to make new videos, like I want to make a video for each of my levels for Beware the Bully, and basically walk through the whole design process and design choices for each one. So if you're interested in game design discussion, I'm going to be doing those, talking to myself.
Well, whenever you post those, I'll retweet them for you.
So yeah, awesome. I would like to thank my guest hosts for joining me today, Adam.
Thank you for having me.
James.
Thank you as well.
Staffa. Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
Elmo. Elmo, happy to be on Ada Continues!
Oh no.
Oh man, I got video this time. This isn't gonna
Oh,
work.
Oh
God.
no.
Oh, yeah.
And hold on. Elmo.
It's not really showing.
Oh well.
Get something else.
So, anyways, with that said, I'm your host, Staffa. Peace out, everybody. Beast out. Suckers. You know what? I'm gonna put this video at the very end. No, I'm just gonna end this right now. Stop broadcast.